Look at this, guys. We're out 4x4ing in Glenn's Warlock because the Mazda, none of the roads are plowed and she's too low. I had her out earlier, but the problem is, don't forget from the little crack up, I don't got my skid plate back on the bottom. So I don't want to be like ripping my oil filter off it or something. I'm waiting until the nicer weather, put her all back together proper. But we still got to go get cars done, Box. It's the long weekend, life goes on. And in this weather in Hamilton, things get crazy. Nobody knows how to drive and people act crazy, trust me. Yeah, see, if the roads are like this, guys, it's not bad because this is plowed. It's all the side roads that I was getting fucked up on. Car looked like a snowball. I brushed it all off. Neighbors are all looking at me going, that's not going to start. Started it right up, started driving it around, but then had a hard time. I could have got it off our street, but I was thinking, I'm going to get stuck somewhere else. I'm not chancing it. Not even stuck, worried about ripping the oil filter off the bottom or something like that. Just going up the mountain, guys, on the way to Stretches. We just seen a car on the side of the road, disabled. Looked like, Glenn said it looked like a flat tire. On the way back, if it's a female, we're gonna pull over and I'm gonna see what I can do to help. Yeah. And the reason we say females, because if you're a guy with a flat tire, I'm sorry, you should be able to get yourself out of that. I've done it plenty of times. But don't get me wrong, I stop and help dudes all the time, give them boosts, stuff like that. Yeah, these roads are not much for Glenn's truck here. He's got a 4x4 and it's not got a stupid lift kit on it. It doesn't have stupid low profile tires on it. He actually kept it like a truck. So. Oh look, guys, I can get you some of the view on the passenger side. Look at that. Winter Wonderland looks pretty cold out there.
Yeah, I can want to go skinny dipping in the lake tonight.
Yeah, that's Lake Ontario out there, guys. We wouldn't want to be in there. Wow. And if you guys remember, for the older viewers, when I used to live downtown, the place I had my toy room, we would be going down that way to go downtown. But we're going up this way to go up the rest of the mountain to go do Stretches. But you can't park there. Got barely enough, like it's a 2-lane on each side of the road, but because of the snowbanks, we got barely enough room. You can't park on the side of the road. Like, you're literally, you're stopping traffic. Dude, come on.
Yeah.
And when I messaged them, if you look here on, right? So I told him, I was like, what are you doing? And these
now that sucks, so guys. Look at that.
Complain over that, right?
Look at that.
So, but the trunk can be glued on. And if
we got some good stuff to unbox, guys. We got another Authentics Camaro. One that we could do in the video with all the Glamour shots and everything in the same video. Fast and Furious cars. The one that I'm most excited about, though, is this older chrome chase that he got. I think he got a heck of a deal on it. Got a little bit of dust on it, guys. We'll clean it up for him with the plastic, everything. The box is mint. 250 of these guys made, and it's actually Supercar Collectibles, an older one. Wild. I am really looking forward to this one, guys. Look at the way the light is hitting that. Older RC2 from 2004. I kept saying 1 of 200, but it's actually 1 of 250. But what's 50 pieces when it comes to these? You know what I mean? Like, if you go online and try to Google this car, I was only able to find one picture of it, and it was like a strip of 5 different pictures that were kind of blurry. But this thing here, he got it way undervalued. I think he said today he paid $120 for it, which I think is Like if you picture, if you're into the Camaros like he is, and get this for 120. 250 existed. Well, that's if there's still 250 on the planet now. You don't know what could have happened. Actually going to be shooting this while the live from Saturday is uploading as we speak. I got it edited and starting to upload super early, okay? The problem with that is, so I started it uploading when me and Glenn left for stretches, okay? I got it uploading onto YouTube, getting the legwork done while I'm gone. And if I'm on the YouTube screen and it's uploading, it shows, 20, 25, 30 minutes left. I leave the screen to do something else, and it goes back up to like an hour and something, like it doesn't prioritize it, whatever, if you know what I'm saying. So I've got to stay on that screen to get it to go, and that's not working too well. So that's why it's taken so long for that damn thing to go up. But it's Sunday night right now, and it should be up. So any of you guys that waited for that, I apologize. I got it done early today. Okay guys, I'm excited about this. We got Glenn upstairs getting ready to crash because he has to work in the morning probably. So we're getting ready. He's going to be coming down though. He's just getting ready to crash. This car here, like I said, this is the only photograph I could find. And it's not for sale. Like it looked like it's some dodgy website or whatever I wouldn't order from. It's a really grainy photo. But if you notice, the one picture it shows, it has flags. And before I picked up the car tonight, I was like, oh, does it come with those little flags? And as soon as I looked at the car, I seen the flag post sticking off the back of the car. And I'm like, that is ever cool. And they look like wire. Well, I'll show you. They look very cool. They look sturdy too. Like they're not just gonna snap off easy. Like it looks like it's well done. Apparently Supercar Collectibles had a hand in this as well. And if you look in the back, it's got flags. Now to me, they look like they're blistered in. If they're blistered in, guys, I'm not gonna break the blisters on stretch. They got away from doing blisters. Unfortunately, the Erdl Ecto 1, the 1 of 21 scale, the one that I have, the one I believe Glenn has it as well. That one there, if you buy it, Slimer comes in a blister, unfortunately. So you gotta, to get Slimer out, I kind of regret taking my Slimer out of the blister. Luckily, my blister, I saved it, and I can glue it back on, and it looks like you won't be able to tell the way it tore, but... blisters I don't like to take out of the old boxes, but thankfully they got away from blisters. This box is such good shape too, guys. It's got a little bit of dust on the plastic. Before this goes back, I'm going to do the Dave Herod trick and clean up his plastic for him. The Dave Herod trick is actually a very simple trick. He showed me just a tiny bit of Windex on paper towel, and not on the cardboard, obviously, just on the plastic. And I'm talking a tiny bit. And, change it if you have to, if it gets really dirty, but don't over apply it, that's all. I'm going to read the back of it to you guys because it's an interesting back. Max is going to like this. It's got some history. Rich in tradition, each year the Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing, begins from a rolling start after the cars are let up in a pace lap by the official pace car, a production vehicle with special modifications. Throughout the race's illustrious history, the honor of being named official pace car has been bestowed on only the finest examples of American automotive technology. The special series of die-cast replicas salutes some of these prestigious models in the honor of which they were deemed worthy. I'm going to have to look up what other ones they made. So this is the chase version, by the way, guys. They made the regular version of it. This is the chase. I think the regular version's like a lower number too. Like it's not 250, but it's not like, millions of them. But I could be mistaken. But this is definitely the chase car of the original. So I wonder what other ones are in this set and what other ones they made chrome chases of. That's interesting. I'm going to be doing some research on the other ones in this set since I can barely find... Like this one here, guys, put it this way. This is up there. I say hard to find and I say rare, okay? If you can go on eBay and find something and buy it 10 times, even if it's expensive, that's not rare. It's harder to find, okay? His pink Shelby Collectibles Eleanor, that pink chrome, the red chrome chase, it looks pink, I love it, but the red chrome chase, that's rare. You can't even, at the time that he got that, we couldn't even find it on eBay. Like, even if you had $10,000, you couldn't buy one because they weren't online. You know what I'm saying? This is almost the same deal because you cannot find it for sale. Like, it's truly scarce. Like, you would look at this and say, oh, it's a Camaro from 2004, blah, blah, blah. Try to find it, guys, online. It is scarce. Like, it's a rare one. If I collected Camaros, you can tell, like, honestly, if he didn't buy this, and if I hadn't just pulled the trigger on, like, if I wasn't just working on the 2-lane blacktop car, I'm not even a big Camaro guy. I'd have gotten this just because it's a cool piece. Like, I couldn't believe that just how cool it was. And it's got the easier flaps on the box to bring the car out, which is cool, being that RC2 2004 box. It's kind of like my Echo box and my Smokey in the back. Oh, it slides right out. That's what I'm talking about. See, it's got those type of flaps on the end. Oh yeah, it slides out perfect. Nothing even rubs or catches or... Okay. So, it looks like they are blistered on, guys. I'm not breaking the blister. Sometimes you can, and you could, like my Ecto, it ripped. The paper ripped so that when I glue it back on, it looks like I can pull it off. Not something I would gamble with this. Personally, if I own this, the flags are staying there. Personally. Like I said, and it's not that this thing's worth $1,000 either. We're not saying that, but it's just something that you want to keep it as good as you can keep it. Like I said, I have regrets about my Slimer. And she's a little bit dusty with some fingerprints, guys, but I don't see... Sometimes you get the older chrome chases and they get marks on them. They weren't taken care of, whatever. Everything here, like, that's dust. It's wiping off. Like, there was literally a layer of dust on the truck. The collector took great care of it, but sometimes dust even gets in a box, you know what I mean? But it's a very thin layer, but it's moving with my finger. Like, you could barely see it, but there's nothing permanent. No, nothing. No. Is that a mark on the wheel well? Oh no, it's coming off, whatever that is. I'll get that off, it looks like. Doesn't look permanent. Yeah, just a little tiny mark on the wheel well that is rubbing off, actually. But that is... And I'm not a convertible guy, guys. You guys, I always say that. I'm not a convertible guy. I'd have pulled the trigger on this, and it just... I don't know. And the fact that you know the guy next door to you is not going to have this. Like, if I'm not finding it online, guys, it's... You got to think, 250 were made in 2004. How many are still around? And this, you'd almost have to just... Well, I would take it out, check it out like this, put it back in the box. Take the straps off, of course, because straps will leave marks. Especially on the chrome. Look at that picture, guys, I'm putting there. But yeah, it leaves marks. And this interior is better done than I thought. When I looked at pictures in the for sale post, I thought it was just kind of like a plasticky red interior, but they put the two-tone in the seats and did the floor black. And okay, guys, let's... Okay, so I was not expecting the trunk to open, but I always say this, guys. Ertls from this era, even the movie cars, most of them, the trunks do not open unless it's like an authentic, something crazy. But yeah, even the movie cars, most of the trunks don't open. Not a big deal. Actually, you know what? What am I doing? I'm so excited, I'm not even taking it off the base. See that, guys? It's been a while since, like, I don't get excited the way 99% of collectors do about stuff. It's the, like, I get excited for different reasons. I guess it's I have a true love for it. You know what I mean? But it's the fact that it's so different and it just looks so good, and it's so scarce. Like there's none of them around. And I brought out little Stubby. I gotta go get him 1 second. Okay, got little Stubby, guys. Even the little flagpoles are cool because they move around a little bit. They have just a little bit of give so they're not snapping off. And they're about the thickness of a paper clip. So they're not breaking. Like it's... Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm not even going to start opening the doors and hood and everything. We're going to get it off the base. It's actually a flathead, to my surprise, because usually 2004 and up... by then, a lot of them were using the Phillips, but they used the old school flathead on this one still. Looking at the tires, guys, the tires even look good on it. Like, I don't know. They put a little bit of extra into it, I think. And I'm going to look up that non-chase version as well, the one with just the white paint job, because I have a feeling that was... They made less of that as well. Like it's like, if it's not numbered, they only made 10,000. Like if it doesn't have a serialized chassis, I'm sure they only made a certain amount of those as well, because it's part of this series. And I believe when we were there, Stretch said he was trying to find the normal non-chase one, couldn't find it, or found it and people wanted crazy money for it. So I'm going to do some investigating and see if it's, I have a feeling the regular one's even something special. Coming off nice, nothing sketchy. No, not enough by hand the rest of the way yet. I got scared for a second because I'm doing this and then all of a sudden the little flagpole on the back of the car like brushes my arm. It felt weird because it was something moving, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would have loved to find pictures of this online, really good pictures, because when we do the Glamour shots, it might have the flagpoles, unless they come off. I don't think they come off, but I'm going to see if they come off. But I really don't think they do. So we might have to take pictures with the flagpoles on the back. Okay. And it does still have the Camaro SS logo on the side, right where my finger is. Wow. The back wheel isn't turning. That's weird. Okay, this one does. I'm not going to try to turn that. I'm not going to try to turn that. The other one was stiff. This one was a little bit stiff. This one might be stiff. It might just need to be broken loose. I'm not going to say anything. I don't see any evidence of it. I think it's just a matter of it just needs to be broken loose, but I'm also scared that it might have been, it come off at some point. It might have been put back on, glued, because glue dries out, you know what I mean? And I don't want to do this on here and it comes off in my hand. So I'm not going to do that. But I have a feeling it's not repaired. Stretch, you're watching. I have a feeling it's not repaired. I just don't want to take a risk because it's older, right? I don't want to start trying to torque it to turn it and it snaps your tire off. If it doesn't turn, it's good. So if you have it on the shelf, it's not rolling on you. But yeah, the other one broke free after a second, so I have a feeling that's all it is. But something like this, you don't want it, you're not going to play with it, you don't want it rolling around. If I owned it, it would be displayed in the box and in an acrylic probably. Not probably, actually, I would have it. Just because it is so neat. The inside of it looks like somebody hand painted it almost like a model. They didn't, but it just looks awesome. They put little extra... We're going to get a really close look at it, guys, of course, but... Open these doors to show you. And sorry if I'm babbling on. It excites me, this thing. So the seats move. On a lot of them, the seats do have some play. But the way the interior is done, even, we don't even need extra lights for you to see it. The convertible top, lights shining in good. But I like how they two-toned the seats and didn't just leave it the one flat color, the one red color, because that would make it look plasticky if they did that. A lot of cars look plasticky because they don't do stuff like that. Just something small. But they did little extras here. That scares the shit out of me. It just did it to my thumb, so I was moving the car like this, and I thought the exhaust was loose, and it's... So the doors open and close nice. It feels like a regular Ertl, the way they're opening and closing. They close nice, but they're not butter, they're not auto art butter, they're not authentics, you know what I mean? But they're opening and closing nice, nothing sketchy at all. It's just not that super silky, you know, like nothing like that. So let's see what's under this hood. Hopefully we don't have to, oh, we didn't have to get the Highway 61 toolkit. We do have our Highway 61 polishing rag to get some of the dust off. And again, guys, we are going to be lighting this right up on the look-see set for you guys. Up under the different lighting conditions and angulations. But look at that. We see that it's got, that's funny. It's so... The reflection's so shiny. When I was looking at it from back here, it looked like it had a white coolant reservoir in the front corner. But it doesn't. It was just a reflection. This thing's going to take banging pictures. I think what I would do is I would make mock flags. You can make your own flags easy, even out of paper. You know what I mean? Or off eBay. You could find them, I'm sure. But I would get a little set of flags, paper ones, just to put on the car for display if you have it out of the box. But I don't think he's ever having this out of the box. I think he's going to keep it in the box. And the good thing about it is, when it's in the acrylic, this has the more modern window box that has the windows on the ends of it as well, on the ends of the box. So you get to see the front of the car and the back of her as well. But let's go have a look at this, guys. No more. Let's go have a look. Time for court up on the look-see set. Let's go see this 1 in 250 car. See if it lives up to the hype in the photographs. I know what you're waiting for, so let's go. Okay, so this is pre-wiped down, guys. We have it up here on the look-see set just to see how it looks coming out of the box. Zoom in a little bit. Of course, we're going to get closer, get all the different lighting conditions and angulations for you guys. But she is gorgeous. Before I do glamour shots, I'm going to wipe her right down. But I just want you guys to see, sitting for years, how some of these look. And this, you can tell it's from a good collector, a guy that took care of it, obviously, by that box. And the fact that the flags are still blistered and all that stuff. He knew what he had. Hey guys, let's get right down to business here. Look at that. Could see in a lot better than we usually can, being a convertible. I like that it's got the two-tone seats. They did the floor black, it just sets it off nicely. Darn, I would love to see how it would look with flags on it, but not gonna do it. Look at that, it looks like, well, it's a two-tone dash even. A lot of them from this era, they don't have the extra little details like that, so I appreciate it. And that's dust on the car, by the way, guys, just the way the light's hitting it. Like if I were to put my finger on it, actually that is a fingerprint. You could see the fingerprint, Glenn. There is a perfect fingerprint on the car. Like I could send the car to forensics right now and get that print lifted.
Yeah.
It's not going to be stretches because he hasn't had the car out. Whose was it? I guess the guy before. That's funny though. Perfect print on it. And for the people that say, oh, why do you wear gloves? There's no acid and no weird stuff on your hands. I never wear gloves. That's why I wear gloves right there. Fingerprints. Yeah, Max was the one that got me wearing gloves, guys. Viewer Max, believe it or not. And he was right. On the fingerprints alone, I see way less fingerprints on my cars wearing gloves. And this guy will get a nice wipe down for glamour shots. Couldn't see before, but we could see in that engine bay now. For the time period, I think it's nice. Like they took a more basic model and did some paint and made some parts two-tone. They just made it pop. They made it better than a basic model. Like the way she sits too. Just I like the whole thing. You got a great deal on this. Up on the mirrored turntable. Only thing missing is the flags, but thank goodness these companies are done away with putting stuff in blisters like that. They're just putting them in bags and stuff now. That way we don't gotta wreck stuff. Oh, I don't even gotta say it. You know what time it is. You already know what time it is. I cannot wait to get that thing shined up. Wasn't that funny with that fingerprint? You could literally, that is a good enough print to take that to damn forensics and get the car dusted and see who was into that box. Eh? But yeah, it just gives you an example. That is more proof on my case and on Max's point that gloves help out. Because whoever that print was, wasn't wearing the gloves that we wear. There you go. I see something, guys, that wasn't picked up. See the bright lights of the look-see set? I just said to Glenn, I'm going to give it a wipe down before glamour shots, and I noticed these little spots. They're not hugely noticeable, like I'm zoomed right in on the car and we didn't see it till now. None of us did. But they're there. So I'm hoping that they're not something permanent and that it can be taken off. And that would have been something that would have been in a hard area to even see in the box, probably. Depending which direction the car was in the box or whatever, I guess you might have seen. Not in a picture on Facebook, you wouldn't notice something like that, though. But I mean, yeah, that's like I wouldn't panic about it, but it still sucks. You know what I mean? Because the car is pristine. Other than that, so that part bothers me. Hopefully, that's something that when I wipe it down, that's gonna wipe off. I'm hoping. But anyway, let's check it out. Glamour shots. Oh guys, I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't in love with the look of that. It almost looked two-tone, see that? I was so excited. When I started looking around online for info on this car, couldn't find any for sale and barely found any info. I was excited to check this thing out, and they did a good job with it. They stepped it up because it's that Indianapolis pace car. Look at that interior. Usually it's that plasticky look, but they tried to step it up, and I think they did a good job. And for the price he paid for the car, I would buy it a second time over. Oh, here she comes, guys. Boom! Interesting fact, the music I just used from the Glamour shot reel, that music sounded perfect for the period. And then I realized it's the music from my most popular Facebook reel. It was at 800,000 views last time I checked, whatever, almost 1 million. But for the 69 Camaro, the commercial for it on TV, and I put a little funny caption that it had reinforced bumpers for female drivers, and it went nuts on Facebook. But isn't that perfect? The music from the commercial, you guys know what I'm saying. Wow. That is exactly why we take pictures, guys. That thing took some banging photographs. I cannot believe how nice, well, I can believe how nice it looked in pictures. Because these pictures got the retro collectibles pop. They're not regular photographs either, okay? They're done on the look-see set, all that stuff. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That is the exact older car that I love. People look at that and they might think, oh, it's a chrome chase, it's cool, it's nothing that special. It's scarce. Try to find it for sale. That's what makes it kind of special to me. Not everybody on the planet will have it. Anyway, guys, do Retro a favor. Give that like button a smash for me. While you're at that, make sure you hit that bell notification. Make sure you're getting the most recent videos. As always, guys, stay safe and happy hunting.